Orb.
Orb, movements of the earth.
Yeah, episode 16. Still continuing, still going strong. Um, so talk to me about how you feel about our new, I guess, main character, Schmidt.
I feel like finally we got some toughies.
Some
We've
toughies.
been getting, yes, some like young male, you know,
Mm-hmm.
dedicated, like hardcore dedicated. Because in the past it's been like kids, old people,
Mm-hmm.
church guys, slaves, illiterate slaves, you know.
Yeah.
We've
Okay.
just been getting like I don't know, you know. Um, but now we're like seems like we're not just getting like strong and young and male because sadly in those times male dominated everything, so a woman wouldn't have gotten much influence or far for that matter.
Yeah.
But we get that, and we get them, and we see that they have organized, right, to the
Yeah.
point they can in integrate, into
Infiltrate.
infiltrate, yeah, into the church.
Yeah.
We see that the church has like upgraded a little bit on their guards and army, that they even the church have like their own, like the army at their disposal in a way, right?
Yep.
And yeah, so that was very interesting to see that we have skipped 25 years, and
Yeah.
that the episode kind of ends trying to help us uh, where started 25 years ago, because obviously says, okay, we have a time skip of 25 years, but towards the end we see that, okay, 25 years ago where these people were. I'm guessing this guy was the kid
Yes.
that the brother, right, that the brother got killed, that the father got killed by the brother, and his
Yep.
mom got also, yeah. Yeah, so and in the name of religion, right? Well, his uncle was like,
Okay. So
I don't know, this dude, yeah, this dude is in a very interesting place of where he stands in his beliefs. So
yeah. So
what did you get of it? Yeah, what did you get?
so based on like the after the time skip, right? Or like
Mm-hmm.
I should say I like Schmidt. I just want to say that I like this new character. I like how
Me too.
he opposes everything that the not necessarily that well
Church,
everything that the church
just religion, not organized religion. He seems to be
so
about, you know.
I like that he hates the church because it's a man-made thing, right? He feels like
Mm-hmm.
it's not really as close to like God as you can. He feels like God is like nature,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where it's untainted by
Right.
humanity,
Science, yeah.
and that's why he opposes the church and why he does all these liberation stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
um, and it almost seems like this kind of stemmed from what happened with the uncle, where the uncle, we saw like within these 25 years, there's been like a growing disdain for the church and their activities, because not necessarily because
Mm-hmm.
of what that they're killing heretics, but because they're the ones that are getting a bunch of money, and because they're part of the church, they feel like they should be like distributing the wealth among the poor instead of like keeping it for
Mm-hmm.
themselves. So like this
Mm-hmm.
and how these there's like this disparity between the classes of the poor and the rich, and almost like
Mm-hmm.
the richer you are, the more closer to God you are, and it shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Yep.
Where it feels more like people want it to be where everybody's equal, and that's where like this disdain for the church kind of like is stemming, and that's why the uncle was so adamant about Schmidt's father like disowning the Holy Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and also why the initiation for Schmidt getting new recruits is also like them disowning the Holy Bible, because like I can I can still believe in God. I just don't need something that's man made to believe in God.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely like this new dude.
Yeah, I so do I, and it the only thing I will say is kind of like it feels kind of like we skipped something because in the previous episode that
Yeah,
father
I
guy
definitely feel like we.
was just discovered the people that had like the pages, right?
Mhm.
um it almost feels like maybe we're gonna get back to that at some point,
Mhm.
because otherwise it feels like so disconnected this episode. uh
Yeah,
I want to
I
know,
agree.
like me and you were discussing in the previous episode, we need to know whether that was Bedini's completed work or whether it was Oxy's diary, which we know
Mhm.
lived on.
I think it's gonna be yeah. Obviously, it's whatever it was rated on the heads, but we'll see what was written on the heads.
Yeah, we definitely need to find out what that is. We do have a returning character that towards the end though with Anthony, I believe the one that
Yes,
was trying to like get
the
rid of
betrayer.
Nawak. He is
Yeah,
he is in the village where Schmidt was trying to stay at, right, to
yeah. He's
recuperate.
the one leading the army. Yeah,
Yeah.
the soldiers there.
So it's interesting because we know that the Schmidt is there for something, and we know that Anthony was there specifically for this one guy that we meet at the end, which we don't know who he could be. But he seems important, and also whatever Schmidt is looking for is gonna be important.
Mhm.
They do have a book. What do you think that book is? Because I'm
That's
willing.
what I said. The one that they're hiding.
Yeah.
I said it. It's gonna be whatever was written on their heads,
Okay. So you
and
think
we're
that's
gonna see. Yeah, that's the book. It
okay.
was at least they were putting a lot of fucking clues. Like he said his name.
Mm-hmm.
He like, but he did. So we're getting the clue that it does belong to them, but their names are not mentioned. And then the guy said that it was a weird book, but
Mm,
it and he did explain the movement of the earth. So
yeah.
definitely don't think it kept as the diary.
Yeah.
So but yes, it's definitely what it was reading on their heads. 60
Okay.
pages
Okay.
or
Well,
the 30 or whatever.
yeah.
Mm.
Definitely something we need to. Something that's definitely needed. I feel like they're gonna lose it. By the way, just them leaving it there almost makes me feel like
Mm.
somebody else is gonna pick it up.
Mhm.
Uh,
Maybe,
yeah. Um,
but we'll see.
yeah. I guess the last thing on Schmidt I want to touch upon is the fact that he's not afraid to use explosives. Uh, to
Oh
to
yeah, that was pretty legit.
yeah.
Mhm.
How he
Getting
pretended to
to
be
see
caught.
explosives.
Yeah. He pretended to be caught and pretended to be taken there by like his other people, right, that were in the church,
Mhm.
and just to set up the explosives for him.
Very organized.
Yeah. I mean, it is organized, and we know that there's multiple factions because they did mention that his in particular were the ones that were rescuing the heretics. But so we need to figure out what the other factions are, and also like how they're playing into the story. And I actually want to know where Jolenta is because we kind of left off
Mhm. Me too.
where her just
She
like
just escaped.
escaping, and then we never see or
Mhm.
hear of her again, or no walk for that matter, right? We didn't hear about no walk this season. But now he should be
Yep.
like a old man, like getting near deathbed. But yeah, that's all I got on our review. Okay. Should we move on to like a different one?
Yeah.
Okay. Dragon Ball Daima, episode 13.
Dragon Ball.
So,
Yes.
so talk to me about the
Um,
giants.
that was pretty cool. We got to see another demon species, which is the giant species, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Um. Mhm.
No, I just want to say like this one was kind of like I love how I love the scenery, right? That we get.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know why we keep having ship problems and why they keep being relevant to the plot, but at some point, I hope ship no longer has problems and we can actually just move on to locations that we need to be. Um,
Mhm.
Personally, I know it's great for the world building, but also I kind of want to see them fight Majin Buu or Majin Ku, I should say.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I feel like they're going to have to get that Dragon Ball. So,
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, these
so
giants, insane, right? I want to say like also they seem to be really strong. Like Goku and Vegeta even Super Saiyan 1 are not able to just completely overpower them, which was the more interesting part for me. And also the fact that they're supposed to be like a peaceful species, otherwise they would like run the demon world. And I guess one of the other plot relevant points for Daima, uh, the warp gate or warp sama finally got destroyed or shut down. So now it seems we're gonna spend some more time in a random in this second world, maybe explore it more. But also, like I said, uh, they really need to move the plot along. For me, uh, personally,
yeah. And yeah, I mean, we see that he's getting ready to. They stop that big fish, like the what's it called?
warp sama.
Yeah, the wormhole, like the one that takes them to the different demon realms. Um, yeah. So that's gonna be interesting when they hit that wall. When they're, we also see that this guy keeps calling her and moving forward with their plan. That's gonna be interesting how that clashes or
Oh,
gets found out.
Glorio.
Mhm.
Y- y-
And yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna
Me
say
too.
like I was almost expecting Glory to get caught at this point because we're
Me
like,
too, but I feel like it's getting close. I thought
yeah,
at this point, oh, this is when he's gonna get caught, and he still doesn't. But I mean, he is gonna get caught. So, you
yeah.
know.
It almost seems like they're pushing this further and further back. I feel like by now we should have. I mean, we know that Supreme Kai kind of has like a a close eye on him, or like at least has his doubts on him, and I almost feel like now is the time to like really catch on to him.
Mhm.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see because I do like that the the scientist lady is also like, yeah, I got all three of them. I almost want to know what she wants to wish for. Uh, but also like I don't know, like I feel like the other brother he's too much of a wimp and almost like it feels like he doesn't want to follow Goma but just chooses to do it because he's not strong enough to oppose him.
Mhm.
But no, yeah, not much of this episode. I gotta say, we meet. Well, I guess we do know that there's a even more giant people in the demon realm. They just kind of like blurted that out there, and that's really it on Dragon Ball Time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Apothecary Diaries, episode 25. So, talk to me about the opening.
Oh, it's beautiful as always.
Yeah.
Not gonna skip it. We definitely seen a lot new characters. Excited for each and one of them to meet
Yes.
them. Um, can like I love this. I was a little curious about why it was called Momo and Momo.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, what? I haven't met anyone named Momo. Introduce another person named Momo. Like
Mao.
love that it's a cat
Yeah.
and love that it was about basically explain how Momo is like the cat a cat and it's very cute. So very easy going back to the story episode to me. Not much to really say of it more than
Well, I gotta.
it's interesting how they're distributing books about sexuality because they're just court ladies, but it's to help them educate themselves,
Yeah,
and I thought that was pretty good.
yeah, they get books to like because Momo feels or Mama feels that they need to be more versed into how to please the king better because they don't want her to be just showing up to meet the king and not know what to do in bed. So,
Mhm.
and I like how Shinji was like, yeah, you know what, that is good. Funny thing though, like she mentioned like the bookstore where they could get these stuff, and she will after she saw how much they were bringing in, she's like, maybe I should ask for like a commission fee. Uh, Funny, and also they mentioned something about like maybe they were gonna censor some of like the more explicit parts. So I'm just like, even in the anime, there's still gonna be censorship. Also, funny, like ironic. I The other thing I want to mention about it, um, what was it? Oh yeah, people. The books are like really interesting, right? Because just because the stories are being passed on, the other like court ladies or like other servants in there actually want to start learning how to read and write, which is also something Shinji's pushing for. Like Shinji wants them to be more knowledgeable, more literate, which I found interesting. I don't. What about
Mhm.
what about you?
Yeah, it was very, very good.
Uh, Also the
I definitely. Mhm.
I just also like the other thing I really took note of is we actually see like a little bit of passage of time in this episode where we finally get to see the baby from the first season is actually starting to walk now, and to me that was like, wow, time is really moving in this series.
Mm.
At least like a year and a half or something like that has passed at least, and even now like Mamo is like getting more acquainted with the king, because he specifically asks her to like take care of the new cat, which also kind of funny that the cat has like a title to it where their title is to get like the the mouses and stuff, something like that, right? And I mean, aside from that, I like how the episode ended with them bringing in new people, which I think one of them might have been in the opening.
Mhm. Yeah.
But other than that, like there's not really anything in this
There is one.
in this episode to really talk about. Just
There is
Shinji likes cats. There, episode ends. On to another one. Ubel Blatt, episode 1.
That I like this one
Yep, me
because
too.
I like, again, we're getting like the church is the evil one because they they have like this power trip now that they have control over everything.
Yep.
They think they're untouchable. They think they can make the rules. They think they can just, this, especially how some people can be like, how it can be that this kinds of power can really go to the wrong hands. This
Hmm.
priest is a monster, like, and
Yeah.
just against other humans. Really, really fucking, yeah, evil. How this man just targets and uses humans' life to just gain money. Everything's like, oh, you need to give me the same amount of money, or you die, or yeah, I don't know.
I
And
mean,
even if you did give it to me, I'll betray you since you're like threatening my power, my power and shit.
yeah.
Ugh,
It
but
I definitely feel this also like is gonna be kind of a revenge story because for some reason RMC Coinsel is after the legendary seven, whatever, right? The ones that betrayed their
Right.
comrades and killed people and stole the glory for themselves. Like he's after them, and this is like
Yeah,
one.
I like that.
Yeah, I do like a good revenge story. Hopefully, this one like lives up to it. But
Hmm.
I will say the animation looks beautiful, like gorgeous. You know. Um,
I agree. I like the power too, like his sword, the moonlight, his red eyes.
yeah,
I like that we got a flashback from this girl that is helping them get, snuffed out or like,
smuggling them in.
smugg them in or whatever, or pass through the borders.
Yep.
I like that. She has a flashback of someone that
Mm-hmm.
reminded him of the kid from years back. I
Yep.
thought that was pretty interesting, and looking forward to seeing more of that, seeing what that's about.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I mean, I want to say that I also like the little relationship that he has grown with Pippi. You know, I don't even think we've gotten
yes,
the name.
yes, random,
Yeah.
yeah, very random.
Yep.
The yeah, how he just yeah,
He just named her.
but just kind of picks her up and took her in a way.
Yeah.
Like we see her that she was trying to
Sneak in.
also smuggle herself, sneak in, and then he's like, "Oh, you're doing it so bad. You're going to get me and undercover."
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting. Then they find this man. So it's an interesting trio. A
Yeah.
combination of characters. So really excited to see more of each of them and their stories.
Me
Seems like
too.
each of them is going to carry like something, bring something in, interesting. Even the lady, even that lady, as I said, just with that flashback scene was intriguing enough. So,
Yeah. I
love the animation and the fight. That was very, very good. Um, yeah.
no. Also, like I want to say, like I do like the little amount of world building we got. Right. I think dragons are being used as transportation in this anime, which was like,
Hmm.
okay, cool. Let's get more on how they domesticated these dragons too. You know.
Hmm. I like that this man that got hired for a lot of money has this insane sword.
Mm-hmm.
Really want to know more about this kind of, you know, um, tools or whatever, or powers, because it seems like the kid must have like a powerful sword too. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll
Al-
see what we learn.
Also, the fact that they called him the little hero, and for some reason he hates it, right? And that's also like intriguing to
Mhm.
me as to like, okay,
Mhm.
so there's somebody, or maybe he was or maybe in his past life he was known as the little hero, and or something happened where
Something.
he doesn't
Or maybe he was born from one of the heroes. Who fucking knows?
it's yeah, it's a compelling enough story for us to keep
Mhm.
watching, and hopefully like as episodes carry on we'll have like more to discuss about it. But yeah, I think that'll be it for this one. Sakamoto Days, episode 1. So talk to me about Sakamoto, or Taro Sakamoto. How do you feel about him?
Pretty cool. I love a hitman gone housewife story.
Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be nice.
um
I love the drastic change that he went through,
yeah,
basically
like
from it.
all of us.
Such a joke. Such a joke on its own.
Yeah,
Um. So yeah, and yeah.
I mean,
What
so
you have to say?
a little background on the Sakamoto. He's a retired assassin who was known and feared throughout the assassin world. And but the reason why he retires because he found love. He married his wife. You know, got a typical uh husband, or like, you know, the dad bought afterwards, which we know he now has. And yeah, I do like that we have an MC that's actually kind of older now, right? Not necessarily a kid or like a teenager. We have a MC that we can actually sort of relate to, put ourselves in his shoes, where he's just kind of like this retired man that just eats, works, and like takes care of his family. Uh, I do I do also want to get your opinion on Shin, though, the other character we get, the fanboy we get introduced to
Oh,
this episode.
I love that he can read minds. Kind of
Yeah.
silly. I love that he was there to kill the dude, but kind of respected the dude's decision and didn't see the point to it. And now he's working for him. Pretty legit.
I mean, it's a I do like that he was like fanboying hard over him, right? He was like, oh, he's still as cool as I remember. Like, I do like that he even thought to himself, like, you know, he's probably not as good anymore because of all his time that's retired. But he's still like good enough to the point where Shin still couldn't keep up with them. So there is kind of like a level of skill that Shin has yet to acquire. And not only that, Shin kind of like picked up the smoking habit that Sakamoto had. Like, I don't know if you noticed that. Like, he tried to smoke, and Sakamoto was like, "Yep, no smoking." Um, it's it's really I really enjoyed this anime, especially, you know, I don't know if you saw the discourse, but there was like discourse prior to it that the animation was not going to be as good, or like that this was gonna suck per se.
No, I did not hear any of them.
Yeah, so I heard all that discourse, and people were like not happy with the trailers that were coming out prior to the
Mm,
trailer release, like 3 days prior the anime.
sounds
Or
just like a bunch of gossip, but okay.
yeah, but yeah,
So I have
um,
no complaints about it. So
me neither. I actually do enjoy the action scenes. They seemed quite well done.
hmm
Um,
yeah, me too.
I love that Sakamoto has like an entire armory just in his store, and he still chooses to just pick up the taser over like any other weapon.
Hmm
So, you know, there's that. So there's kind of like already hints that maybe Sakamoto really is done with all the killing. And you know, we you can kind of like uh infer or say that his wife has changed him drastically. You know, where now he's not really out there to kill. He's just he want like Shin said, right? He's just here protecting what he loves, right? That's his whole goal
hmm
now. But yeah, good stuff to the first episode of Sakamoto. Just Shin, great character. I can't wait for you to meet the other side characters from the trailer. You know, like the other core characters. They're all gonna be lovable and with their own quirks. But that's it on Sakamoto. Solo leveling, episode 14. So, talk to me about Jim Woo.
So we see that this episode he learns more about the system and what really entails him to be a player.
Yep.
Apparently, it's not even a human anymore. Like because the elves are being told kill the humans. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, so he has killed all the bears. He has gotten them to come to his shadow army to
Yep.
get him prepared for the elves. Obviously. But as all this is happening, see the only survivor from the sea party. Um, it's basically it's coming to look for them, right? Because now everyone died, he's alone, so he's taking the way that they went, try to find them, And as he's trying to find them, he's like feeling his head in all this hate and grudge, like anger that it's their fault that his party died and whatnot.
Mm,
And then to make matters worse, when he does find them, they're having a pretty chill time. You
yep.
know, they're like camping. They're having like a camping trip.
Yep.
And that makes him even more pissed, which is really, really, I guess I can understand why this guy didn't give a fuck when he killed him and then turned him into one of his shadow puppets.
Yep.
Because this dude was really mentally fucked up like the other dude that just because he's strong, he feels entitled that he can sacrifice the weak
Yep.
and and treat them like they're disposable and that's their purpose.
Yep.
To be collateral damage or sacrifice or just pawns, you know.
Yep.
So I feel like he definitely has like vendetta against those type of heroes or whatever.
Um.
So
So definitely, I think it was more so the fact that just being, because we got to remember that in this every hour that passes in the real world, it's like a day in the red gates, right? They make that they kind of like rehash that in the episode. So and they've been stuck there for like 3 days prior to him being there.
mm,
So he's been there for like almost a week, and that's probably also affected his mental state. And the fact that he almost died by the ice elves. I I do like that the elves kind of they didn't just like let him leave. They kind of let him leave just so he could lead them to where Jimwoo and the others were, because they wanted to hunt those people down. And I like that the elf leader, Barca, was kind of like, yeah, like one of my buddies here wants to like fight you, and then Jimwoo just like slashes him like, yeah, he's nothing. What's next, you know? Um, how did you feel about the fight with Barca and Jimwoo and his
beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful. Such a good fight. Damn, they really, they really know how to make it interesting. Like he said, he's definitely stronger than him,
yep,
and probably than the night together.
yep,
Or actually, they can just basically, you know, hold up. That's why he had to kill all his friends first with all the bears and stuff like that. Just leave him dealing with them two. And then when he saw the dude, I think he thought, okay, now that I have three, I can definitely take him down, and that's what he did.
yeah.
So
I did think also the fact of him wanting to take down the rest first was also so he could level up. Like I think he wanted to increase his level a little bit more just to make sure he was up to par with them. And like you said, I like that this fight wasn't just like, oh, I'm Jim Woo, I'm definitely stronger than you. This was more tactical fight on his part, where he used a lot of diversion with between his shadows and him, and used them to kind of like hide where he was to before he
mm,
landed the final blow on him. Uh, and oh, I do want to pick your brain on one thing that happened prior to the fight, though. How did you feel about Jim Woo not being able to hear who they were? Because he asked them, "Who are you guys?" and you just heard like a static noise or something like that come out.
oh
Mm-hmm.
yes. Again, I think that's obviously part of the um
System?
of the system of the whole like his position as a player,
Yeah.
his understanding of the position that he has as a player. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was definitely interesting when I first came upon that. Right. As a manga reader, I was like, that's weird that he that the author would hide that from me. Right. Like, what's so special about these this race?
Mhm.
Um, so it's definitely some plot heavy thing that we can't really know of yet, but it's definitely
Mhm.
you can definitely see that this story is not just, oh, I'm my dungeon of the week, or like my boss of the week type of thing, where there's actually like something being built a little bit here. uh and I thought that's interesting. uh
Mhm.
so the other thing that's, before we get to the end stuff, I want to hear your thoughts on are the S rankers clashing or like almost clashing,
Yeah. No. I mean, they're just. I don't know. I really don't have any thoughts about that.
because I
No. Like.
I want to well, my thing for that is like these
Mhm.
two clashing would have like caused a catastrophe. And I thought it was just funny that that one guy from the association that's like ranked A actually tried to step in between them.
Mhm.
Like he even said like
Yeah.
you yo, if you guys didn't like pull your punches at the end, I might have lost my arms.
Mhm. Yeah, I saw that.
But oh, Jim Woo not being able to arise the elf, you think that's just because the elf
Well,
was higher level, or do you think there's more to that?
yeah. That's no. That's it. I just think it's higher level. I mean, he said it. He said that he needed all these three puppets for him to beat him.
Okay.
So he needed the knight,
Yeah,
the C ranker, and himself.
the A ranker. The guy was A rank.
The C ranker.
No,
The C ranker.
he's A. The tank guy. He was an A ranker.
Oh, he was an A ranker,
Yep.
but it was a C party. It was a C. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it was for like a C. Okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
But yeah. Okay. I guess the last little bit of thing that happened. Jinwoo got another girl, I guess you could say, and
That was cute.
they made a joke about it where the guy was like, "Hey, she's a bit underage," and he's like, "What of it?"
Mhm.
And so what?
Yeah, that was a nice joke.
It was
Mhm.
like a funny joke, but also like taken out of context, it's like, damn, this sounds horrible. Um,
Yeah, that was.
so yeah, I think that's it. Um, that's all we have to discuss. Uh, Once again, YouTube, we are streaming this over on Twitch. You want to catch this a week early, a few days early? Check the description. All our socials are there. And if you like what we discussed, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.
Bye.